Hi, my name is Alberta Major, and the name of my company is The Pars Legacy. We, my company and I, are from Florence, South Carolina. As a career choice, I worked in the field of education for well over 18 years before I was forced into an early retirement. I say forced into a retirement because I went to the doctor thinking that what I had was a strained muscle in my back. But upon further investigation and testing, then surgery, it was later discovered that I did not have a torn muscle, but that it was cancer. I was introduced to an oncologist and we began to treat the cancer. I began to feel much better and the cancer responded well to the treatment. But the cancer, being what it is, decided that it would return. This time it returned with a much greater vengeance than it had with its previous onset. So that summer, I was basically relegated to sitting on the couch. I was unable to walk. I was only able to do maybe 4 or 5 steps at a time without having to sit and rest. I was unable to breathe. I was literally reduced to panting because each time my ribs would expand for me to breathe, the pain that would run through my body was just excruciating because the cancer had metastasized to my bones at that time. My niece came to me, not knowing that I was sick, asked me to make something for her baby. She asked me because I had done it for everyone else prior to. So I decided to make her a baby blanket. I was not going to use the pastels because I did not like them. Was not going to make it into the traditional rectangular or square blanket because I didn't like that. My niece was well over 6 feet tall, so I decided to tweak the angle of the blanket that would make it more conducive to the human form. And I decided to make it in her collegiate colors, something she could relate to. So as I continued to work on the blanket, she saw how it was coming along and progressing. She came to me and said, "Oh, that is going to be perfect. I am going to make sure that this is for my little," inserting the school's mascot name, "my little blank in training." So I like that. So I took the blanket with me to my chemo radiation treatments, and as I was there waiting on my treatments, the other people that were waiting were asking me what I was working on. I just kept hunching my shoulders and saying, or shrugging my shoulders and saying, "I don't know." So then my light bulb came on. It was the In Training Shrug, and the name stuck. The more people saw it, the more the demand for it grew. It got to the point where I, because it had metastasized to my bones, was unable to keep up with the demand. I'm going to show you how it works. This starts out as a baby's blanket, and I'm substituting here, as a baby's blanket and a baby's hat. Once, and this are her collegiate colors, once the baby outgrows the blanket, it transfers into something that the mother can wear with just a little adjustment that the mother can wear and that she can carry as a set. Voila! So, sharks, I am asking you all for, at this point, $75,000 as an initial investment in my product. I am willing, dare I say, ecstatic, pregnant with anticipation, because I am wanting to do this in exchange for 35% of equity in my company so that I can partner with you guys. This is just amazing, and I am just fascinated with your show. A portion of the money will be used for cancer research for the obvious reason, and I would also like to use some of this money to allocate some entity so that they can help me in the production of this product. I say assist me in production because at this point I am the only one that is in the process of making these things. So what I need to tell you first of all is that what is so fabulous about my product is that it is nothing like it on the market. So that in itself is going to make it a must-have, and it is going to be a must-have because when someone goes to a baby shower, it is more important what they bring than that they come. And this gift is exactly what is needed at a baby shower because everyone wants to one-up the other person with the most unique gift, and this is it. Well, is it patented? It's not patented yet, but there is a patent pending. Is it making money? It is making money, but it's minimal because, as I said, I need help. I need the kind of help that only the sharks can provide on the scale that my product truly deserves. It has generated a few $1,000s, but again, it's because I need their help. I've invested a few thousand of my own money. But as I stated earlier, I was forced into an early retirement. And anyone who knows anything about cancer, if there is money that is yours within 5-mile radius of you, you won't have it for long. So, my fabulous product not getting off the ground was one of your questions. That thought is non-existent. It is off the ground, and now it's time for this baby to fly. It was so amazingly inspired, and it was so also inspired amazingly that this thing just has to happen. So come on, sharks, we need to do this. This product for me means that memories will be created by individuals of many ages and even different genders. Prior to now, all of the gifts that came into the baby shower were for mom and for the baby. This product will include the brothers and the fathers, and it will mean much more to the entire family. What it means to me individually is that I realized that it gave me back my zest for life. It made me get connected with the world again. What I thought was going to be my swan song for the family, because I thought I was leaving here, turned out to be part of a whole new chapter in my life. My goal for this product is to go to family reunions and see them everywhere, to go to arenas, seeing them in the seeing them in the professional colors. So, Mr. Cuban, I'm talking about your basketball team. And my biggest challenge so far, which you asked as well, is social media. I say that because when this thing first started with me, it began the social media thing also, but I was not involved. Don't know a lot about Facebook, cannot construct my own or build my own webpage, but I'm working on it. Your last question I'm going to address is, what do my friends and family think about my idea and what I am doing? I'm going to read a letter to you that will address just that issue. And this letter is from Pam Little McDaniel. She is Director of Public Relations for Florence School District 1, the school district that I was formerly employed with. And it says, I'm writing to offer my support for Alberta Major as a candidate for your program, Shark Tank. I've known Alberta for almost 20 years. As an educator, she has left a positively indelible mark on her students and her school community. Her employment in our school system, she served as an advisor at Moore Intermediate School for the SAVE chapter. SAVE is an acronym for Students Against Violence Everywhere. In that capacity, she influenced students to solve the conflicts diplomatically and without acts of violence. Under her advisement, the SAVE chapter students carried out many community service projects and were honored as the National Chapter of the Year for their efforts. Local school administrators in our district have sought Alberta's advice in seeking motivational speakers for the district-wide events. Civically, Alberta was recognized by business and industry leaders in the community. TWIN, an acronym for Tribute to Women in Industry, nominated Alberta as an honoree. She was one of 9 women selected throughout the Florence community for her work with the SAVE students, as well as her work in the greater Florence community. On a personal note, Alberta served as a role model for thousands of persons who attend a mega church, Savannah Grove Baptist, where she has shared a personal battle with cancer and her brave and faithful walk through the valley of sickness, as well as her triumphant walk to wellness. Alberta is on the path to share her innovative concept with the world, and we in South Carolina are eager to see her on your program. We are certain that your ratings will increase just by having her on your show. Last letter. I've known Miss Major since I was a little girl. I used to see her in the hallways of my elementary school, and she always had a smile, and I thought she was such a pretty lady. Not my words, but I'm glad she used them. I always dreamed of becoming a teacher, so I admired her and all of the teachers that were there. I rarely had a chance to speak with her until I became an adult. She came into my job at the credit union one day with that same smile, and she was still just as pretty as when I was a child. Love it! She's always a delight to chat with whenever she comes in. I later learned that that Miss Major had been ill all the while that I was seeing her come in and smiling and talking, and she never showed any signs of illness or sadness. That makes her a great hero in my book. She kept on standing strong and being positive in a life-threatening situation. That shows great strength, and she deserves to be able to reach for all of her hopes and her dreams. She's gotten another chance at life, and I know she's going to fulfill it with greatness. Destiny Williams, PD Federal Credit Union. At this point, I would like to say thank you all for allowing me to share my story. Thank you all for your time. Lori, your book is absolutely amazing. You are just a wealth of knowledge. And I'm going to sign off by saying I will anticipate hearing from you guys the way I anticipated that phone call from the man that I'm going to marry. So call me. I will be waiting for your call. My name is Alberta, and I approve this message.